to our output 1. So here's output 1 in the x-axis. Hey everyone, welcome back to Sensor Secrets. I plan on being here every Tuesday, sharing some real-world tips from my over 20 years in the sensor and automation industry. All right, so today's Sensor Secret is going to be a short one, a quick one. I was doing a video on one of our sensors, our Inclination sensor, and it has an analog output, voltage output, and as well as current. And even within that, there's a couple of varieties. So the current's pretty straightforward, 4 milliamps to 20 milliamps, and voltage, there are a couple different options. The most standard one might be 0 to 10 volts based on the angle. We have other sensors that have the same thing based maybe on distance. So how are voltage and current related to angles or distance, things like that? Well, we need a way to take that information, whether it's distance or whether it's angle and inclination, and turn it into something that PLCs and interfaces can handle. Now, there's certainly more modern ones. There's serial interfaces, there's Profibus, DeviceNet, things like that, and now IO Link, and we're all for that. But there's a lot of systems that just still have an analog input card. And that's what we're going to look at here. And just, I was thinking as I was setting it up, it's like, you know, it may not be obvious of exactly how the wiring is. So we're going to actually just use the clip I have from the TMM Inclination sensor to look at how the wiring goes, at least how I set it up just in a digital multimeter for testing. Now, when you take that into an input card and a PLC, wiring and things might be a little different, but they should still be analogous for the analog sensors. So let's take a look at that. I'm using kind of a custom version we have. We don't really have a part number for this, but one of our application engineers designed it. So it allows me to go ahead and hook up my brown wire into the positive voltage, the blue wire into the ground. All right. And then I have my outputs.
What would you do with a brain if you had one?
So next, what we're going to do is we're going to get my meter. The model I have here is a 4 to 20 milliamp current sensor. I need to get the current to go from my output through the meter and back to ground. All right, so I've got a clip for my black lead. I don't know where my red one went, but that's okay. I need to get this back to ground. So what I did, just for my own sake here, is I just created another wire, and then I'm going to use a clip, and we're going to bring this to our output 1. So here's output 1 in the x-axis. Typically, I'm using my meter for either like continuity tests for things or voltage, but I'm wanting to measure current. So a lot of meters, you need to move it over here. And I'm also not going to just look at voltage. I'm going to go down here into my DC current, and I'm going to turn the power on. And here I'm at 11.8. All right, so I hope that was helpful, at least as just a starting point, at least of how I do the wiring, getting the power, the ground, and the output, and then getting that output back to ground. So whether it's voltage output or current output, we're really going back to our sensor ground. But yeah, whether it's voltage or current, we're using that output wire, and we're going back to ground to complete that circuit, whether we're checking voltage differential between the two, or we're actually measuring the current going through the meter or an analog input card back to ground. So I hope that helps. Drop in the comments additional questions, thoughts, ideas, experiences you've had on different PLCs, input cards, HMIs, things like that. That'd be great for all of us to kind of see some of the different ideas and options of dealing with this topic. So for more details on these types of sensors, check out my other videos, especially the sensor selection one. It's pretty long, but you can skip through to the different chapters to find the part that's interesting to you and help you get to the right family and the right sensor to test out. So I hope this helps you choose the right sensor for your application. Please hit the subscribe button and come back next Tuesday for more sensor secrets. And please keep those questions coming in the chat. See you next time.